But yet, we don't yield to the word. We know the right things to say.
Right.
But yet, we don't yield.
Right.
For that man today, now when we were growing up, there are certain things that we were taught. And so there are basic rules that we know.
Right.
But for a lot of men today, I remember when I was going to Bishop College, okay, and I would pass by in the neighborhood, and you had 4- and 5-year-olds cussing their parents out.
Right.
Okay. Then we move up to the 80s, when I was living in Dallas, and I was a teacher's assistant. Then you had, and they wanted me to be a part of the PTA, I guess what you call it. Right. So when they had the PTA meetings and we all talking, and then one of the parents said, well, my child told me if I whoop him, he was going to call the police. Because that's child abuse.
Yeah.
My child told me that I whooped my child, and they called the police, and the police wanted to take me to jail because my child called.
Right.
We're living in dangerous times, sad times.
Yes, we are.
But yet, those children today are grown. And if you don't, the word says that my people are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
And so it's more important for us to know what God is saying to the body.
Right.
What God is saying to you. Now, yet the pastor preaches, but are you hearing? Are you receiving?
You have ears to hear.
So in return, for that one that don't know, that wasn't taught, where can we make a twist? Where can we captivate them to bring them in? How can we change that? Because there are many people today that are going to church this morning that are angry.
Right. Well, you can be physically on the premises, but no doubt absent from the presence of God. And I think we have to shift as leaders of those who are simply trying to get more bodies into the pews and get more spirits before the presence of God. We have to be able to create an environment where God is welcomed, God is worshipped, God is adored. And I think that regardless of gender, male and female alike, we are spirits. We're in these bodies, but we're spirits. And as we begin to be in the presence of God, I think that the only outcome of that will be a real, genuine, authentic worship experience. And as a result, these walls, these barriers, these restrictions will slowly but surely begin to come down. It's more difficult for men to let down some of those barriers because we've been taught, we've been reared and raised to believe that men don't show certain types of emotions, men don't cry, there's only one time to raise your hands, really two, in the air, you know what I'm talking about. But the thing of it is, we ought to be raising our hands in praise to God, even as men, but that's a different experience for a man many times than for a woman to do so. Women, it's almost like inborn in them to be able to surrender in that magnitude. For a man to surrender, that's viewed in many of our cultures, especially ours, as a sign of weakness. Submission to any authority can be misconstrued. And I think that we're dealing with a lot of that. But in the presence of God, those things begin to fall down.
Ooh, Pastor, at the age of 34, you have
24, brother. 24.
Okay. Joshua.
Yes, sir.
A place of worship.
Yes.
A place where people from the north, east, south, and west has come. And you have a variety of things that's going on at the assembly.
Yes.
Okay? We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Coming up.
Okay.
Right after this.
Amen.
San Antonio once again with me and in the house, in the headquarters of KROV 91.7 HD2 is Pastor Mel, and he's coming back right after. Right now, here's Micah Stampley.